Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to another weekly live trading webinar where we look at live trading strategies, risk management, and any tips and tricks to help you with your trading journey. Now, before we continue, just to bring your attention to the fact that any opinions, news, research, prices, analysis, or information discussed in this webinar or linked to this presentation is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute as investment advice. If you're looking for investment advice, then be sure to contact a regulated financial advisor. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Dumailo. I am a senior market analyst at CWG Markets South Africa, and I'll be taking through you the session today. Now, if you'd like to keep up to date with daily tips, analysis for what's happening in the market on a daily perspective, then be sure to subscribe to this channel, this Telegram channel, where we provide daily market tips and analysis as well. And for those of you who want to trade with CWG Markets or who are looking at opening an account, CWG Markets does provide a 100% welcome deposit bonus where you can deposit and double your trading power by enjoying a 100% deposit bonus on every deposit up to $1,000 on your trading account, which will allow you to double your funds, increase your margin, and have more equity to grow your account in the most efficient way possible. So what we're going to do is have a midweek analysis of the markets to see what levels the markets are seeing at currently for the midweek and what to look out for until the end of the week as well. So first thing we'll do is we'll have a look at our biggest gainers and losses for the day so far so that we can keep an eye on those currencies as well. So moving over to the currency side of things, if we look at our biggest losses for the day, as we can see, we've got Euro USD, we've got Euro CAD, GBP USD, as well as UK oil and GBP CAD. Now, biggest gainers for the day, we've got gold, XAU USD, we've got dollar Swiss, CAD Swiss as well, some of the biggest gainers for the day. Moving over to our stock indices and commodities. Stock indices and commodities, we've got ESP 35, the IBEX 35, which is down 1.16% today. That's the biggest loss, and the biggest gainer, we've got the Hang Seng, which is up around 1.93% for the day so far. Then we move along over to our cryptocurrency side of things. Cryptocurrency, we've got Axie Infinity with the biggest loss for the day, down 7% so far for the day, and as well as Zcash, one of the biggest losses for the day, including XTZ, which is Tezos as well. And if we look at some of the biggest gainers for the day, the biggest gainers include Sushi as well, AVA USD, which is Avalanche, and then we've got Binance Coin as well. But other than that, most of the moves for the day are the biggest losses for the day as well. So now we move along over to our charts. If we go over to the charts and have a look here on the charts, starting with gold, as we can see here, gold still creating new fresh all-time highs. Today, all-time highs have reached a high of 5,311 on gold, with a price touching the 5,300 psychological resistance. So as we can see in terms of our movement for the day, price is still moving in an upward trend over here, still in the phase one of its upward trend, and we can see price today has broken through the psychological resistance of the 5,200, which is now psychological support, and has tested the psychological resistance of 5,300 as well. So what can we expect from gold since price is still in its move to the upside? The trend is still moving up. Okay, you can still see price upward move in the phase one. We could then expect either for price to either break the 5,300 level to continue this phase one, which would either next psychological resistance at 5,400, or we could expect a pullback either back down to the 5,200 level, or a deeper pullback to 5,100, or even 5,000 itself, before price can continue in its uptrend as well. So key zone that price is consolidating in, or price is ranging within, so either a break above psychological resistance to continue this upward move, which is at the 5,300, or a retest of 5,200, or a break below to continue the move. Okay, so that is called over there. Next, what we'll look at is we'll look at dollar Swiss, USD, CHF, USD, CHF. As you can see, momentum is to the downside over here. Price has come to test our psychological support at the 0.76 level, where a bounce off this level could see a pullback in this downward move, or potential start of a reversal back up to a previous support, which is now a resistance zone at the 0.7858 and the 0.7873 zone of resistance. Either that or a break below the psychological support, then continues this downward move, where this then a break and a close below this level opens up doors for price to continue to the downside, with the next support at the psychological level of the 0.75 on dollar Swiss as well. Then we move along over to AUD USD, Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar, as you can see now, price has finally broken through our major resistance level here. So major resistance now turned support at the 0.6983, a break, and as we can see, a retest of this level, then opens up the price to continue up to the upside and test the next major resistance, which is at the 0.7133 level on Aussie dollar. However, if price fails to trade above this level, a break back below this level could then see a pullback in this upward trend, where we could either see price coming back to retest the support level at the 0.6912 level, or a potential start of reversal back to the downside as well. Something we need to keep an eye on Aussie dollar. Next, we've got Euro USD. So Euro USD, we have price testing our resistance turned support here at the 1.2002 level. As we can see, we had price break above this level with strong upward momentum, but has now traded back below, where this indicates close below this level could see a pullback in this upward momentum, or again the start of a trend reversal, where the next support is sitting at this support zone between the 1.1884 and the 1.1867 zone of major support on Euro USD. So indicates a potential reversal, or if price manages to continue back up above this level, then this will open up doors for price to continue this upward momentum, with the next major resistance sitting at the 1.2247 level on Euro USD. So that's Euro dollar. Next, we've got GBP USD. So GBP USD price currently testing our major resistance zone, which is sitting between the 1.3847 and the 1.3824 zone of major resistance. As you can see, price seems like it's rejecting this level, where a bounce off this level, okay, sees a pullback in this upward momentum, where we can either see a minor pullback or a deeper pullback into the support level here at the 1.3742 level. However, if price actually manages to break above this major resistance zone, a break and a close opens up doors for price to continue to the upside, with the next major resistance sitting at the 1.54 level of resistance on GBP USD. Right. Next, we've got NZD USD, Kiwi dollar, also currently testing our major resistance level here at the 0.6045 level, where a bounce off this level sees a pullback in this upward momentum, where we could see a retest of the potential support here, or the major support at the 0.5986 level, or this could be a signal of a start of a trend reversal back to the downside. Okay. However, a break above this level and close above this level continues this upward momentum, opening up doors for price to continue and retest or test the resistance at the 0.6097 level of major resistance on Kiwi dollar. So as you can see, most of our dollar pairs are currently testing major levels of either support or resistance. Next up, we've got dollar CAD. So USD CAD currently testing our major support zone over here, our major support zone, which is sitting between 1.3596 and the 1.3569 zone of major support. Now, a bounce off this level sees again a pullback in this downward momentum. Could see a pullback with this downward momentum, or even a deeper pullback into our major resistance here at the 1.3670 level before price continues to the downside, or it could be a sign of a potential trend reversal back to the upside. But if we see a close below the zone, a break and a close below the zone opens up doors for price to continue back to the downside, with the next major support sitting at the 1.3430 zone of support on dollar CAD. Next up, we've got USD JPY, dollar yen. So dollar yen, as you can see here, price has broken through our major support and now retested, turning it into a major resistance level at the 153.03 level, where a bounce off this level continues this downward momentum, opening up doors for price to continue and test the next major support at the 150.41 level of support. However, if price fails to trade below this level, a close back above this level could see again a pullback in this downward momentum, with price eyeing a retest of this previous support now turned resistance zone at the 154.68 and the 154.21 zone of major resistance on USD JPY. Next up, we've got Euro Aussie. We've got Euro CAD as well. Now, Euro CAD, as we can see, price ended the day breaking through our major resistance level to the 1.6329 level. And now we see a major pullback in this upward move that we've seen in the early week. So we had a big upward move here, and now we're seeing a pullback in this upward move where a close below our 1.6276 level sees a pullback in this move, eyeing either a potential deeper pullback into, as you can see over here, a deeper pullback into our support here at the 1.6217 level before price continues to the upside, or could be a sign of a potential reversal of this momentum to the downside, with the next major support if price breaks through this level at 1.6118. So very important levels to keep out on Euro CAD. Then we've got Euro CHF. So Euro CHF, what we have here is we had price breakthrough at the 0.9212 level for price to come and retest our or test our psychological support at the 0.9160 level, for price now to pull back from this level, bouncing off this level, which opens up doors for price to come back and retest support broken, now turned into resistance, where we could either see a bounce off this level for price to continue this downward momentum, or a potential start of a reversal back to the upside as well. So a key level to look out for over here at the 0.9212 level, where this could determine whether price continues this trend or a potential start of a reversal back to the upside on Euro CHF. Next up, we have over here GBP Aussie. So GBP Aussie, we started off the week looking at this currency pair where we said that price was still in this range. And as you can see, price is still trading in this range, where we could see price has been bouncing between the bottom of the range and the top of the range, and now testing this range, which is sitting at the 1.9686 support level, as well as our resistance, which is the top of the range, sitting at the 1.9789 level. Again, same story. If price manages to break through the support level, a break and a close of that level opens up doors for price to continue to the downside and test the next major support, which is sitting at the 1.9617 level. However, a price breaking above the top of the range there then confirms a reversal of this trend, opening up doors for price to retest the resistance here zone between the 2.0016 and the 2.0013 zone of resistance on GBP Aussie. Next up, we've got GBP CAD over here, where we can see price is eyeing a retest of a previous level of resistance, broken, now turned into support at the 1.8678 level of support. A bounce off this level opens up doors for price to continue this upward momentum, with the next major resistance sitting at the 1.8870 level of resistance. However, a break below and a close below then sees a reversal of this trend, with the next major support sitting at the 1.8491 level on GBP CAD. Next up, we've got CAD JPY. So CAD JPY is currently testing our major zone of support, which is sitting between the 111.85 and the 111.69 zone of major support, with a indicator, as we can see here, of a bounce off this level. Now, this bounce off this level then opens up doors for price to retest previous support broken, now turned resistance here at the 113.07 level on CAD JPY. However, if price manages below this level, below the zone, then it opens up doors for price to continue this downward momentum, with the next major support sitting at the 110.68 level of major support on CAD JPY. That is CAD JPY. Next up, we've got Euro JPY. So Euro Yen currently testing our major support level, which is sitting at the 182.91 major support, with price trying to break below this level, but failing to do so. To break below this level, also showing us indication of a potential weakening in this downward move and a sign of a potential reversal back to the upside, where a reversal back to the upside, as we can see with the current candlestick patterns that we have over here, this reversal to the upside then opens up doors for price to retest the resistance here at the 186.61 level of major resistance on Euro JPY. However, if price does manage to close below this level, then opens up doors for this downward momentum to continue down to test the next major support, which is a zone between 181.50 and 181.40 zone of major support on Euro JPY. So that's Euro JPY. Next, we've got GBP JPY, which is giving us a similar price action pattern here, where again, price is currently testing our major support level at the 210.48 major support level, with price attempting to break below, failing to close below this level, indicating a weakening in this downward momentum, which then opens up an opportunity for a bounce off this level for price to retest the resistance up at the 214.75 major resistance. However, if price actually manages to break below and close below this level, then it will open up doors for price to continue to the downside and test our major support zone. Next major support zone, which is sitting between the 207.55 and the 207.13 zone of major support on GBP JPY. So that's GBP JPY, very important level to keep an eye on, as how price reacts from this level will then determine where to trade next for the next coming few days. So next up, we have NZD. We've got NZD JPY over here, Kiwi Yen, which is currently testing our major resistance, broken, now turned support over here at the 92.04 level. So we had a break and now a retest of this level, with the current price action indicating a weakening of this selling momentum. Since price is failing to close below this level, it's indicating weakening from this selling momentum and a potential reversal from this level, which opens up doors for price to bounce off this level, continue to the upside, with the next major resistance sitting all the way up at the 98.76 major resistance level on NZD JPY. However, if price actually manages to break and close below the zone, okay, close below this level, sees price retesting the support here at the 91.36 level, but a further break below this level then confirms this reversal to the downside, with the next major support sitting at the 90.19 level of major support on NZD JPY. Next up, we've got Aussie CAD here. So AUD CAD, Aussie CAD currently testing our major resistance zone over here, which is a zone between the 0.9537 and the 0.9508 zone of major resistance. Now, a bounce off this level could see a pullback in this upward momentum, or we could see a pullback in this move before price continues to the upside, or this could be a sign of a start of a trend reversal, which will then open up doors for price to retest the support here at the 0.9345 level. However, if price does manage to break above the zone, a break and a close above the zone opens up doors for price to continue this upward trend, with eyes up to the next major resistance here at the 0.9732 level of resistance on Aussie CAD. So that's a key level to look out for on Aussie CAD. Next up, we've got AUD NZD. Now what we have is price is testing our level here at the 1.1617 level, which is a previous level of support that price broke through and is now retesting here, opening up a potential for a bounce off this level, textbook setup, and opening up doors for price to continue to the downside, with the next major support sitting at the 1.1487 level. However, if price fails to close below this level, a close above this level then sees price retesting our next resistance here, which is at the 1.1656 level on Aussie Kiwi. Okay, and then next up, we'll have a look here at S&P 500. So S&P 500 currently testing our major resistance level at the 6,977, where a bounce off this level could see a pullback in this upward momentum, or a potential start of a trend reversal to the downside, where the next major support is sitting at the 6,721 support level. However, if price manages to break above this major resistance, we still see price facing another resistance, which is a psychological level here at the 7,000 level of psychological resistance. But a break above the psychological resistance of 7,000 then opens up for price to continue this upward momentum to test the next resistance, which is a psychological level at 7,100 on S&P 500. And then next, we'll have a look at crude oil. So US oil, we can see price has ended the day yesterday breaking through our major resistance level here at the 61.74 level. Break and close above this level has now opened up doors for price to continue to the upside here, with the next major resistance sitting at the zone between 65.20 and 65.61 zone of major resistance on US oil. So this one, you can go to lower time frames and potentially look for buying opportunities to catch this upward move to the next major resistance. Okay, now if we move over to our cryptos, the first cryptocurrency we'll have a look at is Axie Infinity, AXSUSD, which we can see price is still trading below our major resistance level here at the 2.8921 level of resistance. Again, we said here a bounce off this level could indicate either a potential pullback, but as you can see, it seems like it's setting up a potential trend reversal where we could see price now eyeing an opportunity to the downside with the next major resistance sitting at the 1.6373 level on AXSUSD. Okay, so that's Axie Infinity opportunity at the current moment. Then next we'll have a look at is Dogecoin. So Dogecoin as you can see, price trading in our range here. We can see price came down to test our major support here at the 0.1175 level and has bounced off this level, where we could see either a minor pullback in this downward momentum, where we could see an opportunity for price to continue to the downside, which we can see a current candlestick pattern indicating over here with the current bar setting up a higher high and a higher low, which is a ringed high or bounce high formation, providing an opportunity to cash this downward momentum or this downward trend to continue side. Okay. However, if price does not respect this price action pattern and continues back to the upside, then this opens up a reversal opportunity with the next major resistance sitting at the 0.1349 level or 1324 level on Dogecoin. Okay, so very important price action pattern to keep an eye out for, which will determine the next coming few days where the momentum lies with Dogecoin. And then lastly, we'll have a look at Tezos, which is XTZ USD, XTZ USD, which as you can see here, price is currently ranging here, eyeing our major support level here at the 0.5513 level, where again a bounce off this level could open up doors for price to reverse back to the upside, where the next major resistance is at the 0.6234 level. However, a break below this level then confirms this downward momentum, opening up doors for price to continue to the downside and test the next major support, which is sitting at the 0.5007 major level of support on Tezos, which is XTZUSD. So again, very, very clear indication of important level to look out for on Tezos XTZ, which will then determine the momentum coming up for the next few days until the end of the week on this chart. So those are the currencies to look out for today and the key levels to look out for as well, because this obviously then determines your outlook as to what to pay attention to for the rest of the week. Now, besides that, for today as well, in terms of the momentum you want to look out for, is we do have some very critical high news that are happening today. So what I'd like to show you is what high impact news are happening today that you need to keep an eye out for. So if we have a look here and we switch to our economic calendar, if you look at our economic calendar over here, we've got two key high impact news that are happening later on today on our currency pairs, starting with CAD, as well as our currency pairs, which is on USD as well. So as we can see here, we have our CAD, Bank of Canada monetary policy report, as well as our Bank of Canada interest rate decision, okay, which will have a significant or high probability to have a significant effect on the Canadian dollar and create potential high volatility on the Canadian dollar. And then later on tonight, we have high impact news on US dollar, where we've got our Fed interest rate decision and our Fed press conference. Again, very critical event, which will then have a significant effect and a high probability to have a high market volatility on the US dollar as well. So again, what this means for you as a trader intraday potential opportunities is to keep an eye on your CAD as well as your dollar related currency pairs, as there will be a high probability for high volatility to happen on those pairs as well. So keep an eye on that as well for the upcoming day. Now, that's it for our high impact news. Now, again, just to bring your attention to, for those of you who are looking to trade with CWG markets, did you know that a minimum deposit of $10, a minimum deposit of $10 gets you access to a high leverage multi-asset trading account with CWG Markets. And that account is called the CWG Markets Cent account. This Cent account allows you to trade professionally with CWG Markets and efficiently with a MetaTrader 5 account, which provides you access to trading currencies, stock indices, commodities, cryptocurrencies, as well as stocks themselves, and allows you a leverage of up to 1:1,000, including EA automation support, just with the minimum deposit of $10. Now, if you want to start trading with the CWG Markets Cent account on MetaTrader 5 now, scan the QR code that you see on the top right-hand side of the screen, which will take you to the application to sign up for an account with CWG Markets and have the opportunity to open up the CWG Cent account and start trading with CWG Markets with a minimum deposit of 10 USD in your account. And also, you also have the opportunity to take advantage of the 100% welcome bonus, where you will have an opportunity to enjoy 100% deposit bonus on every deposit up to $1,000 on your trading account as well. But other than that, if you did enjoy today's session, feel free to scan the QR code that you see on the screen, which will take you to a review page where you can leave a review of your experience in today's webinar, as well as if you would like to contact me and ask any questions, or you'd like to suggest any topics to discuss in future webinars, then feel free to scan the QR codes that you see on the screen, or follow the links that you email or a direct message on WhatsApp and get in contact with me so that you can ask any questions or suggest any topics to discuss in future sessions. But other than that, that's it for today's session. The next webinar will be the next week, Monday. We have webinars every Monday and every Wednesday. So the next webinar will be on February the 2nd, as we will have a look at the opening of the market and what levels to look out for next week as well. But other than that, enjoy the rest of your day. All the best with your trading, and bye for now.